Turning now to the United States President's visit to Dayton, Ohio and El Paso, Texas tonight. 31 people were killed and dozens injured in Dayton and El Paso. U.S. President Trump visiting both locations today to meet with survivors and first responders. But he was also met with protests.
Stay strong. Stay firme, El Paso. We will resist. We will not remain silent.
Trump has received extra criticism in that community because of his anti-immigrant comments. The El Paso gunman posted a racist document online before the shooting. NBC's Jay Gray is in El Paso tonight with more on the reaction to the president's visit.
Hey there, Carol. You know, at his first stop in Dayton, the president stayed behind closed doors. The same true here in El Paso, meeting privately with those most affected by the attacks. While outside, both there and here in El Paso, there was a very public response to his trip. People on both sides of the spectrum. We saw people supporting the president, saying it was good that he was there at a time of need, bringing the condolences, the thoughts of the nation with him, and talking with those who had to deal with the tragedy firsthand. And a much larger group of those who said the timing is wrong, perhaps the president shouldn't have come at all. For the most part, what you hear from those opposing his trip is the idea that his rhetoric and the things that he has said during his time in office have created an atmosphere that really allowed these attacks and others to take place. A lot of people very frustrated that he hasn't come out more strongly against white supremacist groups, against hate groups. So the president has said repeatedly there's no place for hate in this country. They're also very frustrated that he's not moving more quickly on trying to force some type of gun legislation. They want the president not to provide words, but to provide actions. And to this point, those protesters in both Dayton and here in El Paso are saying that he has not done that. Now, the president sat down today with survivors, families of victims, as well as first responders and some officials in both cities. Well received, we are told, by the first responders as he thanked them for rushing in at a time when most people were running away. The police, the firefighters, the medics, singling out those in Dayton who were on the scene and responded within 30 seconds to stop things from growing even worse there. Some of the city officials said they wouldn't meet with the president. That's in Dayton as well as here in El Paso. But others said they would, and of those that did, some pressed him on the idea of banning assault weapons in this country, of doing more intense background checks for those who would like to purchase guns. So they used that opportunity to make their case to the president. When asked if they thought they had an effect, I heard at least one person, the mayor of Dayton, say that she didn't know the president, had never spent any time with him, so she couldn't tell if she really made an impact on the president at that point. For those on the ground protesting, they say that they feel they have to respect those who were injured, those who lost their lives in the attack, the grieving, the pain, giving way, at least for a few hours, to frustration and anger. They say they are still mourning here, but they also are quick to point out that they really, Carol, feel a strength in being together, a strength they desperately need as they continue to try and move forward. That is the latest here in El Paso. Carol, back to you.
Jay, thank you so much. During his time in Dayton, Trump did not visit the scene of the shooting, but he did go to the hospital where some of the wounded are being treated. Protesters demanding action on gun control lined the streets of Dayton and met the president at the hospital. There was no photo opportunity or public remarks by Trump, but he did meet with first responders as well as some local officials. The mayor of Dayton continued the calls for action on gun control after Trump's visit.
I think he heard me. I don't know if he will take action. I'm hoping for the people of Dayton that he does, but we, both the senator and I spoke very directly what we've been saying the whole time about the need for common sense gun legislation. And it was like, Mr. President, the city of Dayton and the people of Dayton really are looking forward to some action. That's what you could do to help us, is to get some action on common sense gun legislation.